Imagine a boy whose childhood was shattered by the horrors of war, hiding in a desolate hotel parking lot while mortar shells rained down around him, only to grow up and silence the most colossal stadiums on earth, not with brute physical strength, but with a gentle touch and a visionary mind. In an era of modern football dominated by towering, muscular gladiators and hyper-athletic machines, a remarkably slender man from the Balkans emerged to orchestrate the beautiful game with the grace of a ballet dancer and the tactical brilliance of a chess grandmaster. He did not just win trophies, he shattered a decade-long duopoly of the sport's greatest individual prize, proving that true greatness is forged not in the gym, but in the unforgiving fires of adversity. This is the extraordinary saga of a boy who turned the profound trauma of a nation's conflict into a symphony of footballing perfection, rewriting the very definition of what it means to be a midfield maestro. The genesis of this unparalleled journey began in the autumn of 1985 in the rugged, beautiful region of Dalmatia in Croatia. Born in the city of Zadar, but raised in the tiny, picturesque village of Modric, his early years were idyllic until the brutal eruption of the Croatian War of Independence. The conflict violently ripped through his homeland, transforming his peaceful childhood into a nightmare of survival. His grandfather, also named Luka, was tragically killed by Serbian rebels, an event that left an indelible scar on his young soul and forced his family to flee their home. They sought refuge in the coastal city of Zadar, eventually settling in a dilapidated hotel that had been converted into a refugee camp. It was in the cracked, uneven asphalt of that hotel parking lot, amidst the looming threat of violence and the constant wail of sirens, that he first learned to control a football. The war stripped him of his innocence, but it also instilled in him a profound resilience, a quiet stoicism, and an unbreakable mental fortitude that would later become the bedrock of his legendary career. Despite the fire in his soul, his physical appearance offered no hint of the sporting titan he would become. As a young boy, he was exceptionally small, frail, and painfully shy. When he tried out for the youth academy of Hajduk Split, the most prestigious club in his region, he was ruthlessly rejected by the coaches who deemed him far too weak and undersized to survive the physical demands of the sport. This devastating rejection could have ended his dreams before they truly began, but his father recognized the extraordinary spark in his son and refused to let him give up. He eventually found a home in the youth system of Dinamo Zagreb, the capital's premier club. To toughen him up and gain vital first-team experience, he was sent on loan to the grueling, highly physical leagues of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Playing against grown men in hostile, aggressive environments, he was battered and bruised, but he learned to use his low center of gravity, his rapid acceleration, and his brilliant mind to evade defenders. These harsh apprenticeships forged an iron will beneath his fragile frame, teaching him how to survive and thrive in the most unforgiving conditions. His breakthrough in the Croatian top flight was nothing short of spectacular, showcasing a maturity and tactical awareness that baffled seasoned veterans. His ability to dictate the tempo of a game, combined with his limitless engine and exquisite passing range, quickly made him the most coveted young talent in the region. This domestic dominance caught the eye of European scouts, leading to a highly anticipated transfer to Tottenham Hotspur in the English Premier League. The transition to London was initially fraught with difficulties. The sheer physical intensity, the relentless pace, and the aggressive nature of English football overwhelmed him, and he faced heavy criticism from pundits who questioned his ability to adapt. However, he possessed an extraordinary capacity for learning and adaptation. He adjusted his physique, improved his defensive positioning, and learned to shield the ball more effectively. Slowly but surely, he transformed from a fragile playmaker into the undisputed heartbeat of the Tottenham midfield, captivating the fans with his elegance and becoming one of the most complete midfielders in European football. The pinnacle of his club career materialized when he made a monumental move to the Spanish giants Real Madrid in the summer of 2012. Joining a team filled with global superstars and stepping into the most pressurized sporting environment on the planet, he faced immense skepticism from the notoriously demanding Spanish media, who initially labeled him a flop when he struggled to find his rhythm in his first few months. But the Maestro simply needed time to tune his instrument. Once he adapted to the tactical nuances of the Spanish league, he unleashed a level of dominance that would define an era. Operating in the center of the park alongside world-class partners, he formed a midfield trio that is widely considered the greatest in the history of the sport. He was the engine, the conductor, and the soul of the team. His ability to receive the ball under pressure, execute a mesmerizing half-turn to escape defenders, and launch pinpoint passes across the pitch revolutionized the way modern football was played. His playing style is a fascinating study in the triumph of intellect and technique over raw physicality. In a sport increasingly obsessed with athletic metrics, sprint speeds, and muscular power, he remained a slender, almost delicate figure who relied entirely on his spatial awareness, his first touch, and his profound understanding of geometry on the pitch. He possessed a unique ability to control the rhythm of a match, slowing it down when his team needed to breathe and accelerating it with a single, incisive pass when the moment demanded it. His defensive work rate was equally astonishing despite his lack of physical bulk. He tracked back relentlessly, using his anticipation and agility to intercept passes and break up opposition attacks. He proved that a midfielder does not need to be a physical enforcer to dominate the center of the pitch, but rather a tactical genius who can manipulate time and space to his team's advantage. While his club achievements were monumental, his legacy was forever cemented by his heroic exploits with the Croatian national team. As the captain of his country, he carried the hopes and dreams of a small nation of barely 4 million people on his shoulders. The crowning achievement of his international career came during the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. Leading a team that was not considered among the pre-tournament favorites, he orchestrated a miraculous run to the final. He scored crucial goals, provided vital assists, and played every single minute of the tournament, often enduring grueling extra-time periods and penalty shootouts. His performance in the final, despite the heartbreaking loss to France, was a masterclass in perseverance and leadership. For his extraordinary contributions, he was awarded the Golden Ball as the best player of the tournament, a deeply emotional triumph that brought tears to his eyes and pride to an entire nation. The culmination of his miraculous year arrived at the end of 2018, when he was awarded the prestigious Ballon d'Or. This victory was a seismic event in the footballing world, as it abruptly ended the decade-long, seemingly impenetrable duopoly of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. For a player from a small country, who had spent his formative years in less glamorous leagues and whose game was built on subtlety rather than spectacular goal-scoring records, winning the ultimate individual prize was a monumental upset. It was a profound validation of the art of midfield play, a recognition that the architects of the game are just as valuable as the finishers. He also secured the FIFA Best Men's Player award, completing a clean sweep of the major individual honors and solidifying his status as the undisputed best player on the planet for that calendar year. As he entered the twilight of his career, defying the natural aging process that claims almost all elite athletes, he demonstrated a remarkable ability to evolve his game. Transitioning from a high-energy, box-to-box dynamo into a deep-lying playmaker and tactical conductor, he continued to orchestrate play for Real Madrid and Croatia with undiminished brilliance. His longevity is a testament to his obsessive professionalism, his meticulous attention to recovery, and his pure, unadulterated love for the sport. He led Croatia to a remarkable third-place finish in the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, proving once again that his leadership and tactical genius were indispensable to his country's success. Even in his late 30s, he remained a step ahead of opponents who were half his age, using his unparalleled vision to dissect defenses and control the ebb and flow of the game. Beyond the tactical brilliance and the silverware, his personal character sets him apart in an era of flashy celebrity athletes. He remains remarkably humble, grounded, and fiercely private, shunning the limelight and the trappings of global superstardom. He speaks softly, treats his teammates and opponents with profound respect, and maintains a deep, emotional connection to his roots. He frequently visits his hometown, supports local charities, and remains a devoted family man, often crediting his wife and children for providing the peace and stability that allows him to focus entirely on his profession. His journey from a war-torn refugee to a global icon is not just a story of athletic triumph, but a profound narrative of human resilience. He took the darkest chapters of his early life and transformed them into a legacy of elegance, intelligence, and unyielding determination. The legacy of this extraordinary maestro is permanently etched into the very fabric of football history. He redefined the role of the central midfielder, proving that grace, vision, and tactical intelligence can conquer the most physically imposing opponents. He inspired a generation of young players, particularly those from small nations, or those lacking physical attributes, showing them that the mind and the heart are the most powerful tools in sports. From the cracked asphalt of a refugee camp parking lot to the glittering stages of the Champions League and the World Cup, his journey is the ultimate testament to the power of the human spirit. He did not just play the beautiful game, he elevated it, conducting the symphony of the pitch with a quiet brilliance that will echo through the annals of sporting history for generations to come.